Hello everyone and welcome back to the Global Force Monitor. Tonight, we're following urgent and breaking developments coming out of eastern Ukraine, where the Russian Defense Ministry claims to have thwarted a major Ukrainian Special Forces operation in the Pokrovsk region. According to Moscow, the overnight battle resulted in the deaths of at least 11 Ukrainian commandos, while Kyiv insists that its troops were conducting a limited reconnaissance mission and not a large-scale assault. As both sides exchange conflicting statements, the situation around Pokrovsk, a critical frontline town in the Donetsk region, has once again become a flashpoint in the Russia-Ukraine war. Let's break down what happened, what we know so far, and what this means for the broader conflict that continues to escalate as the war approaches its third winter. The Russian Defense Ministry announced earlier today that its forces had successfully repelled a sabotage and reconnaissance attempt by a Ukrainian Special Operations Group that allegedly tried to infiltrate Russian-held positions near Pokrovsk. Moscow's statement, released on several state news outlets, described the incident as an intense overnight battle involving small arms, drones, and artillery fire. Russian officials claim that at least 11 Ukrainian soldiers were killed, several captured, and multiple vehicles destroyed, including armored pickup trucks allegedly used by the assault team. According to the Russian narrative, the Ukrainian unit was attempting to break through defensive lines in order to gather intelligence or possibly stage an ambush behind Russian positions. Russian media has circulated footage allegedly showing burning vehicles and aerial images of what they claim are the aftermath of the operation. Ukraine, however, is telling a very different story. Ukrainian military spokespersons have neither confirmed nor denied the casualty figures but have rejected Moscow's claim of a failed incursion. Instead, they say Ukrainian special reconnaissance teams were operating in the gray zone, the contested buffer area between the two armies, conducting surveillance missions rather than launching an offensive. Kyiv accuses Russia of exaggerating the event to score propaganda points ahead of renewed offensives expected this winter. Pokrovsk, the area in question, is not just another frontline town. It lies roughly 40 kilometers northwest of Avdiivka, one of the most heavily contested zones in recent months. Control of this area is crucial for supply lines that connect Ukrainian defensive positions across the Eastern Front. For Russia, maintaining dominance there means keeping Ukraine from advancing toward Donetsk city, the symbolic heart of Russian-occupied territory in the region. Local reports from residents in nearby villages describe a night filled with explosions, heavy machine gun fire, and the sound of drones hovering overhead. One local resident told independent journalists, "It was non-stop. We didn't know who was attacking who. The whole sky was flashing." Satellite imagery analyzed by open-source intelligence groups shows smoke plumes and fresh craters near the reported engagement zone. Independent verification remains difficult, as the area is under restricted access and both sides tightly control information flow from the front. This confrontation comes amid a noticeable rise in cross-border and deep strike operations by both sides. Over the past 2 weeks, Ukraine has intensified drone attacks inside Russian territory, targeting oil refineries and ammunition depots, while Russia continues to strike Ukrainian energy infrastructure ahead of the harsh winter months. Experts believe the Pokrovsk clash may reflect Kyiv's attempts to probe Russian defenses or disrupt logistics lines before new offensives begin. Military analysts point out that Ukraine's special operations forces have played a critical role throughout the war, conducting sabotage missions, guiding artillery fire, and striking behind enemy lines. These elite units, often working in small, mobile teams, specialize in infiltration and intelligence gathering. If Russia's claims are accurate, the incident could represent one of the largest direct confrontations involving such units in recent months. However, many Western analysts remain cautious about accepting Moscow's version of events at face value. Historically, both sides have exaggerated or minimized battlefield incidents to shape domestic and international narratives. Moscow's announcement comes at a time when Russia seeks to portray itself as being in full control of the Donetsk front, despite Ukraine's continued counterattacks and drone incursions deeper into occupied territory. Meanwhile, Ukraine's leadership continues to stress that it is not backing down. In a televised address, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said, "Every inch of occupied land is being watched, every move of the enemy recorded. Our defense and intelligence are united in one mission: to reclaim what's ours." He did not directly mention Pokrovsk but emphasized that reconnaissance and counter-sabotage operations are ongoing across the entire Eastern Front. The Pokrovsk region has seen increased activity in recent months, with both sides trading artillery fire and small-scale assaults. The town itself, once home to over 60,000 people, has been largely evacuated. Streets now stand empty, with many buildings damaged or destroyed by shelling. Still, it remains a key logistical hub, a place neither side is willing to relinquish easily. On the Russian side, pro-war bloggers have hailed the operation as a significant victory, claiming that the interception of Ukrainian special forces demonstrates superior intelligence and preparedness. Footage shared on Telegram channels showed what appeared to be captured Ukrainian equipment and night vision devices, though their authenticity has not been independently confirmed. In contrast, Ukrainian military channels have shared their own clips reportedly showing successful strikes on Russian positions near the same area, suggesting that the battle may have been more evenly matched than Russia admits. The larger implication here is that the special operations battle near Pokrovsk may be a precursor to renewed offensives. With winter closing in, both armies are adjusting tactics, Russia relying on massed artillery and drones, and Ukraine focusing on precision strikes and sabotage missions to weaken logistics. For civilians, however, the consequences remain devastating. Power outages, destroyed homes, and constant air raid warnings continue to plague the region. Humanitarian groups report that thousands of residents in nearby areas lack access to clean water, while medical supplies are running dangerously low. Internationally, reactions have been swift but cautious. NATO and EU officials have called for verification of Moscow's claims, while emphasizing continued support for Ukraine's defense efforts. The United States has reiterated that it stands firmly with Kyiv, with new defense packages including long-range drones and advanced electronic warfare equipment reportedly on the way. Russia, for its part, has used the incident to reinforce its internal narrative that it is fighting not just Ukrainian forces, but Western-backed saboteurs and terrorists. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said that the alleged special forces operation proves the need to maintain full security control over occupied territories and crush all attempts of infiltration. As the information war continues, one truth remains clear: the battle for Donetsk, and especially areas like Pokrovsk, is far from over. The region has become a testing ground for both armies' evolving strategies, combining traditional ground warfare with drones, surveillance, and psychological tactics. Military experts warn that as winter sets in, skirmishes like the one reported near Pokrovsk may become increasingly common, smaller in scale than full offensives, but highly lethal and strategically significant. Both sides are trying to gain the upper hand before the weather and battlefield conditions freeze large-scale maneuvers. For now, the world waits for more clarity. Independent observers are urging caution, reminding audiences that early reports in wartime are often conflicting or distorted. What's certain is that the fighting around Pokrovsk adds another deadly chapter to a war that has already claimed hundreds of thousands of lives and shows no sign of ending soon. This is the Global Force Monitor, bringing you factual, in-depth coverage of global military conflicts and strategic developments. We'll continue to track updates from both Moscow and Kyiv as the story unfolds. Be sure to subscribe for real-time analysis, verified reports, and expert breakdowns of ongoing geopolitical flashpoints. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and as always, thank you for watching.